Welcome to Leeation. Number 1. SpaceX reportedly violated Federal Aviation Administration launch license in December. Elon Musk's SpaceX reportedly violated the terms of its license during an ill-fated test launch of its Starship spacecraft, potentially delaying the company's effort to continue testing their massive spaceship that Musk eventually hopes to use on a mission to Mars. The Starship in a December launch achieved its goal of a vertical 8-mile climb, but blew up in a spectacular fireball on its return to Earth. The Verge reported Friday night that the incident has attracted the attention of the Federal Aviation Administration, which is now investigating both the explosion and a potential license violation. The Federal Aviation Administration, in a statement to The Verge, said it will continue to work with SpaceX to evaluate additional information provided by the company as part of its application to modify its launch license, but declined to prove any details on the scope of its investigation or what part of the test flight ran afoul of its permitting. SpaceX declined comment. However, the investigation might explain at January 28 Musk's tweet that was critical of the Federal Aviation Administration. Replying to a tweet announcing that a follow-up SpaceX test flight schedule for Thursday has been scrapped, Musk said, unlike its aircraft division, which is fine, the Federal Aviation Administration's Space Division has a fundamentally broken regulatory structure. Musk said that under Federal Aviation Administration rules, humanity will never get to Mars. As The Verge notes, Musk and SpaceX have a history of ruffling feathers with government authorities. SpaceX has twice sued the US Air Force, including a successful effort for the right to compete to launch Pentagon satellites. The CEO also famously told 60 Minutes, "I do not respect the Securities and Exchange Commission." So if you are really enjoying this video, why don't you consider subscribing to my channel and click the bell icon to turn on the notification for my future videos. Number 2. Qatar Airways launches flights to Seattle. The introduction of Qatar Airways flights to Seattle, allowing passengers traveling from the Pacific Northwest even more flexible travel options via the most connected and the best airport in the Middle East, Hamad International Airport. Seattle-Tacoma marks the airline's 11th U.S. gateway, surpassing the number of destinations it operated in the U.S. pre-COVID-19. The 4 weekly flights will be operated by Qatar Airways state-of-the-art Boeing 777-300ER, featuring 42 seats in business class and 312 seats in economic class. Kicking off 2021 by expanding its West Coast footprint with inaugural flights to the Emerald City comes as the airline continues rapidly rebuilding and expanding its network across the globe. The new flights from Seattle follow last month's successful San Francisco to Doha launch. As a leading global connector, Qatar Airways currently operates over 800 weekly flights to more than 120 destinations, with plans to increase to over 130 destinations by the end of March. Passengers traveling to and from Seattle can enjoy seamless connections via the best airport in the Middle East, Hamad International Airport, with the widest network of destinations in Africa, Asia Pacific, South Asia, and the Middle East. Charge Affairs of the U.S. Embassy in Doha, Her Excellency Ambassador of Greta C. Hall stated, "I am honored to celebrate the launch of Qatar Airways flights to yet another U.S. destination. Operated on U.S.-made Boeing aircraft, this new route will open doors for more tourism, business, and education opportunities. Opening this new route is just one more indicator of the growing ties between Qatar and the United States in all respects." Qatar Airways Group Chief Executive, His Excellency Mr. Akbar Al-Baker, said, "An international destination renowned for innovation, technology, and natural beauty, we are delightful to serve this increasingly important business and leisure market. And as one of the top airports in the U.S., passengers will have an increased number of convenient connections when Alaska Airlines joined the One World Alliance on March 31st, including to Alaska, Canada, and Hawaii." Alaska Air Group Chairman and CEO Mr. Brad Tilden said, Qatar Airways is an outstanding airline known around the world for its excellence, quality, and service. We are tremendously proud to join them 2 months from now as a One World Alliance member. Our guests will be able to earn and redeem miles on Qatar to amazing global destinations, along with an ease of travel experience and One World benefits for our elite flyers, making connections even easier for our guests. Qatar flights to Doha not only from Seattle but also from two of our other West Coast hubs, San Francisco and Los Angeles. As a One World partner, Alaska Airlines will connect customers from the US West Coast to Doha and beyond via its other hubs in Los Angeles and San Francisco, complementing Qatar Airways' existing strategic partnerships with JetBlue and One World carrier American Airlines. Qatar Airways Privilege Club and Alaska Mileage Plan members can now earn frequent flyer miles on both carriers beginning 31st March. Members can also redeem frequent flyer miles on both carriers' full networks and elite One World Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald status perks, including lounge access. The two airlines are also working closely on developing a strategic codeshare agreement and commercial cooperation in line with the US carrier joining One World at the end of March. Business class passengers flying to and from Seattle will enjoy the award-winning Q-Suite business class seat featuring sliding privacy doors and the option to use the Do Not Disturb indicator. The Q-Suite seat layout is a 1-2-1 configuration, providing passengers with the most spacious, fully private, comfortable, and socially distanced business class product in the sky. Seattle Tacoma is the sum of the new destination and the second in the US to be added by Qatar Airways since the start of the pandemic. The launch of flights to Seattle and resumption of Atlanta in June will increase Qatar Airways' US network to 12 destinations in the US, connecting onwards to hundreds of American cities through strategic partnerships with Alaska Airlines, American Airlines, and JetBlue. Atlanta and Seattle join existing US destinations including Boston, Chicago, Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. In other news, Qatar Airways has temporarily suspended acceptance of new bookings from UAE for next 7 days due to UK government concerns. South Africa and Rwanda are also temporarily suspended. Inspections including GCC nationals and resident permit holders returning to other GCC countries.